This is a video for people that feel like they want to get somewhere. They feel like they have a God dream, they have a passion, they might even have a vision for their life, but they feel like they're not getting results. They're not moving as fast as they would like to. And you might feel like God is taking his time. And he might be. But I remember when I was in middle school, I played basketball. I was on the JV team, and then I was bumped to varsity for obvious reasons. I sat bench every game, and I had a dream and I had a desire to be one of the best on the court, naturally, as any middle schooler or young man does. And this is crazy, okay? But one day I was leaving youth with my mom and my sister. And my mom and my dad were in the front seat, and my mom was driving us home, and she turned around and she told me, she said, "Honey, I got you something that's gonna help you be better at basketball. You may be even able to dunk. You may be able to dunk with this." Okay? And in my head, as a middle schooler, with a fireball of ambition on the inside of him, who wanted to be the best on the court, who wanted to be, or not even the best, at least be able to fight or play or be at the same skill level as other people. And so when my mom told me, she said, "I have something that's gonna help you dunk. It's gonna help you be better at basketball." In my head automatically went to the highest of expectations. I was like, she maybe got me some illegal drugs, some steroids as a 12-year-old to be better at basketball, okay? Now I know how crazy this sounds, but this was literally my thought process. And I'm so excited. I cannot help but contain my excitement in the car. And I'm just thinking in my head is going a million miles per hour, okay? And I get home and my mom sees how excited I am, and she's like, "Honey, whatever you think it is, it's probably not that, and you need to like calm down. You need to lower your expectations." But I didn't, because I was so focused on this idea that I had in my head about becoming the best on the court, which Lord knows that I was not the best, and maybe never was going to be the best. But long story short, my mom pulls out a Blue Cross and Blue Shield branded jump rope, and she hands it to me. She goes, "Here you go." And she's so excited to give it to me. And my face is just filled with sorrow, regret, and disappointment, because in my head it was more possible that my mom would commit a crime for me and get me drugs to be better at basketball, which doesn't even exist. I thought maybe there's a pill, there's a vitamin, there's anything. Mom knows it. I thought it was more likely that she would do that, commit a crime, than to challenge me to continue to work hard with just a jump rope. Obviously, I hated the jump rope, because what I wanted was instant results, and I wanted it now. It's my money and I want it now. And I was so sad, I was so disappointed, and I was even mad. I was mad at her, I was mad at my sister for laughing, I was mad at myself for even believing that such a thing existed. And I just was reminded of a story recently, how funny it was, because Lord knows that I am not an NBA player, and nor will I ever be, no. But I was just reminded about how, man, sometimes when you hold on to your expectations or your this vision or this idea in your head so tightly that you actually end up, killing that vision and that dream, because you're holding it to such a high, you're holding yourself to such a high expectation, such a high standard of believing in the worst way possible for the impossible. I thought it was more likely that I could take a pill to be better at basketball at 13 years old than it was to dedicate my life to a life of discipline and practice. You see, I wanted to skip the process. I wanted to skip the hard work. I wanted to skip the sweat equity. I wanted to skip what it would take to actually get me there. And instead, I wanted the results without the work. And I think for a lot of us today, especially in this world riddled with the idea of chase after your dreams, be a rock star, be this or that. I'm all for purpose and passion, obviously. But I think purpose and passion can actually be poison to the soul if not contained and maintained with a life of discipline and a life of sacrifice. If I only expected that I would be able to be an NBA player without having to do any hard work, I have not only set myself up for a loss and disappointment, but I've also taught myself the worst thing possible. And that's to think that I could skip the process. I cannot have to work hard so that I may be able to reap the fruit and the benefits. Everything in life costs something. Everything in life requires you to work and to be different, to stand out, to do and to go above and beyond. And when I say be different and stand out, I mean you're the one who's the first to arrive and the last to leave. You are the one who is setting the bar. You are setting the example. You are setting the expectation. No matter and wherever you go, you are thinking to yourself that my God dream that's within the inside of me is more important than my feelings of feeling lazy, of feeling bored, of feeling disinterested or disengaged. But here's the hard truth. A God dream is placed within your life, but like any seed, it requires water, it requires sunlight, and it requires good soil. Work hard to ensure that your soil, that your body, which is a temple for the Holy Spirit, is good soil. Because if not, you will have wasted that seed. There is no magical beanstalk bean that's going to grow. There's no magical vitamin like I thought. There's just a jump rope, and there's discipline, and there's the hard work that comes with chasing after your dreams. If you have a dream, you can chase the dream, but in the chase of the dream, don't lose sight of understanding that the dream might cost you everything to get to that finish line. Don't quit too soon. Don't quit early. And don't assume the idea that you might not have to work hard in order to achieve the dream. But everybody's got dreams, but not everybody works hard to achieve the dreams. GG. Blue Cross and Blue Shield jump rope. I thought there was a Freddie Flintstone vitamin that I was gonna take. Brother, what was I thinking, bro? The mind of a middle schooler runs wild. Thanks for watching. Love you guys so much. And see you guys next week.